Hi everyone, how is everyone doing? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do palindromes, how to write code for to check palindrome words. For example, mom and then kayak. So let's get started. Um, so my class name is Palindrome, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a method which gonna take a string and then it's gonna return a boolean to check if it's a palindrome or not. So public static boolean is palindrome and it takes a string, say word. Alright. And then it's gonna return true if the word is a palindrome. Okay, first things first, since we are checking, say for example kayak. So we are checking kayak, right? So this is 0. Let me space it out. And then 2. This is 3. This is 4. Alright, so the first k is at 0. The last k is at 4, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign the first k and I'm gonna store the variable. So int first letter equals 0, right? And then int last letter equals, this should be word dot length minus 1, right? So we know strings word length of kayak is 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 minus 1 is 4, which is over here. So the last letter is k, which is at 4. So we are doing 5 minus 4. Okay, and now we're gonna do a while loop. So what we want to do is we're gonna start at 0, and then we're gonna increment and come to the middle, and then check every time, and then we're gonna decrement the last letter, and then we're gonna come to the middle. So every time we do this, we're gonna check if the first letter is less than the last letter, right? So while first letter is less than last letter, what should we do? We should check if so uh, if the first letter and the last letter are not same, that means it's not a palindrome. We return false, and that's it, we are done. So we check if if this should be word dot character at first letter is not equal to word dot character at last letter, then we return false. If it is true, if the first letter is equals to last letter, we will check the second letter. So A is at index 1 and this says at index 3. We're gonna check this too, and then this. And then this will be just one letter. You don't have to check. We cannot check this with anyone. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna increment the first letter so that it goes to A at first index 1, and we're gonna decrement last letter so that from K it can go to A and index 3. So we will first letter plus plus and then last letter minus minus. Alright, so we're gonna increment and decrement, and then let's call let's call our method and pass in a string. So system.out.println is oh, did I spell right? Palindrome. Oh man, I can't spell palindrome. All right, palindrome is palindrome, and then we pass in a string, say kayak, and then it's gonna print out true or false depending on the word. So let's hit and run, and then let's find out. Cannot find symbol barrier world. Oh, can't type word. All right, let's go. What is this? Oh, first. Come on, man. All right. All right, we are good. It compiled. So let's run the program. It's calling is palindrome, and then we're passing in kayak. All right, so we have the word kayak passed in over here, and then first letter is 0, and then last letter is 4. This is 5 minus 1. We go into a while loop. So first letter 0 less than 4, true. Then execute this line, and then it's gonna check word at character 0, that is k. Is k equals word at character 4, that is k? Yes. Then it's not gonna run this. It's gonna go to line 13. First letter is gonna increment to 1. Last letter is gonna decrement to 3, and then it's gonna check again. 1 less than 3, true. If it is true, then check a, that is at index 1, and this a is at index 3. They're both equal. Then increment first letter to 2 and decrement last letter to 2. So we are now at y, right? So 2 is less than 2, that is false. It's gonna skip all of this and then go to line 17 and return true. Yep. And then it's gonna print out true on the screen right here. So this is the code to check if the word is palindrome or not. Um, in some of the software engineering interviews, you might get a simple problem like this. So just make sure you know this algorithm to like check, because it's kind of tricky, but it's very simple. All right, until next video, take care.